Hi, this is a Technology RideCast. I'm Marc Farley, and our special guest this afternoon is Ken Pyle.
Hey, Mark, thanks for having me here.
Yeah, Ken, you're VOD on Twitter.
At VOD, yeah.
At VOD on Twitter. And you're also into driverless cars.
I've been writing and reporting on them for a couple of years now.
So what was the big news this week?
Well, there was a lot of big news. We have the Ford announcement for the mobility as a service offering by 2021 to have a car that doesn't have that steering wheel, doesn't have the brake pedals or the gas pedal, that is a driverless carriage, if you will.
Is this something they're planning to do with Uber? Are they planning to do it on their own, or how is this going to service be delivered?
Yeah, at this point, I don't know that they've said that they'll partner with someone else as far as a service provider, whether they'll be the service provider. Uber itself had its own announcements with Volvo. And I guess any day now they'll be testing driverless carriages in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Shout out to Matt Polka there.
Yeah, and everybody at Carnegie Mellon. What do you think the user experience is going to be like in those vehicles?
It's going to be a lot different than today, and I think that's one of the things too. Is I think we'll see a series of vehicles. A friend of mine, Mike Robinson, has a whole vision for the different types of vehicles that might show up, from personal vehicles to vehicles that are larger and seats many people. And of course, it might not be seating people; might be sleeping in them, on their way to work, which is a concern for some.
Oh, are you kidding? Take a nap on the way to work. I was up all night.
Yeah.
And I need to catch up on a half hour's more sleep.
Exactly. And that's one of the concerns. Robin Chase and Lauren Isaac have both expressed this, the hell or heaven type of scenario. The hell scenario being it becomes so cheap to drive that you don't really care that it takes you 2 hours, so you can live 2 hours away. You don't care that your car, the cost of parking, because you'll just have your car go around in circles and not park, right? And cause even more congestion.
Oh, can you imagine San Francisco with a bunch of cars not caring if they park or not?
Exactly.
Oh,
it becomes gridlock. Of course, the heaven approach is more like what Ford is advocating with this mobility as a service concept. Of course, Uber's that way. I'd say GM, with their investment in Lyft and cruise automation, is also going down this path of mobility as a service, where it truly becomes kind of an on-demand public transportation system alternative. It really does become a fundamental question, I think, for public transit agencies today, is where do they fit into this? Should they still be running buses, or should they be facilitating private entities to do it and risk their money instead of taxpayers' money?
Ken, this was great. Thanks for coming on.
Well, thank you, Mark.